the room.
Hey, Eric.
You got the mic, you're first.
I have the power for now. Starting with Brittney Sykes, 29 points. What did you see from her today? And when you got her in free agency, I assume you weren't thinking she has to score 29 points every night, but were you thinking she was capable of this kind of production if you did need her?
Yeah, we've seen it against us, so it was nice to be on the right side of it. But thought she just made really big, timely plays. She was aggressive. We had 8 people and everybody brought everything they had. And those are special wins like that when you're shorthanded, to be able to just kind of band together, play with great energy, start the game the way we did. But specifically her and Ariel were sensational. In the All-Star game, we'll miss them next week, but they may be happy for some days.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about Ariel too. She's making us wait on that 3-point record, but it seemed like she was getting everything she wanted mid-range. What did you see from her just in terms of her decision making offensively?
She was super, super poised, got to her spots for her pull-up. It felt like between her and Slim, every time we needed a bucket, they made a good play, and they didn't force too much. They were strong about catching the ball against, the pressure they were seeing. But, Ariel's, that's her version of leadership, not just the scoring, but when the game gets a little crazy and we're shorthanded, she just poised, determined, strong with the ball, talking to her teammates, pulling everybody together. That's why she's a special person and player.
Want to talk about Ariel? Can you talk about it? First double-double?
First career double-double.
Career. Obviously able to get those rebounds without laying in Shapiro.
Yeah.
But she was still able to get them. So what can you say on her rebounding tonight and the effort that the team had on the boards as well?
Ariel's a winner. I think she's a winner. She looks and says, what do we need tonight? We're shorthanded, especially in the post. We got 2 great offensive rebounding bigs for Indiana, and I'm going to do my part to help my bigs out, especially when we had the small lineup in there. She made every effort she possibly could on both ends of the floor.
And then obviously there's a whole different game the last time we played Indiana, but what went so different for you guys tonight? What were the points of emphasis that you had that was able to swing the result this way?
Watching the tape back from our first Indiana game, we just looked sluggish. We looked like a different team. It was, I don't know what it was, the end of a road trip, 3rd game in 5 days. Our offense wasn't great at that point. And, I think we just played with a different life to us offensively tonight. Defense, I thought, was okay, but we battled and we took care of the glass, which was probably the biggest thing.
Last one I want to ask about Maisha.
Yeah.
Regarding Leah. What do you think of that and how that played out?
She did a great first start. She's still kind of watching her minutes, and she just didn't let Aaliyah get anything easy. She's a great player. She's going to be a great player, but Maisha's pretty strong physically herself. So not just letting Aaliyah come and dictate where she was going to catch the ball and how she was going to play, and fought her to a draw more or less.
Especially denying the most aggressive level teams, the ball pressure in the guards really helped that as well. What did you see on that side of the court? It seemed like even when they got touches in the paint, they were uncomfortable touches. What did you see on that end from your team?
Probably things you mentioned, not just letting them throw it in easily directly to their bigs. Our guards being willing to get down there and dig and double when we needed to. We were not perfect by any stretch. We, especially in transition, lost our people or didn't talk well a bunch of times. But when we had to get some stops, we buckled down, crowded it, made it tough, and didn't give them anything cheap.
And in the first half, especially with you started, for Brittney to come out and give you 18 in the first half, 4 threes, obviously got some confidence going. How big was that to just give you guys a little boost, especially in the third?
Huge. It's one of those games where you can't really afford anybody to not play well. And so there's pressure on everybody, but there's also a freedom of everybody knows they're going to play. They're going to get opportunities. They're going to get shots. I think her mind was free to just be aggressive. She hasn't shot it from the perimeter as well as she'd like maybe the last couple of weeks. And so she was due for a little correction. So it was nice to see her hit a few.
Just acquiring between learning the playbook, learning the system, teammates. What did you think of our performance against our former team?
I thought she gave us great minutes, especially she got a couple cheap fouls early and just played through it. Didn't get discouraged. Set some great screens for our guards, battled Aaliyah and Alyssa in the post. You can see what she's going to bring to us with her physicality and her athleticism. I think she's got a pretty good sense for the game. We haven't been around her a lot yet, but with a limited playbook and her trying to figure out things on the fly, she didn't get in the way. She screened at the right time. She gave us good hard rolls to the rim. So she's going to help us a lot.
The team always talks about being locked in, up 10 going into the fourth quarter. Sometimes the teams are left lead slips. What did you see from the locked in component closing the game out?
I like the way our players were talking to each other in huddles, at dead balls. They're just really connected. Indy would make a little run and I didn't see heads drop or eyes rolling or anything like that. They stayed really connected with each other. We came down, we tried to have a good possession. And I thought we tightened up a little bit of our transition defense late, so we didn't give them freebies.
Last one, kind of piggyback off you talk about they were talking, Taj, Shakira, Elena, although you want them to be on the floor, what's the impact of them having them on the bench right now? Kind of trying to team.
It's good. I think they did a good job of, I don't hear everything on the bench. I'm standing out by half court a lot, but chiming in, but also letting that group that's in the huddle and in the game figure some things out on their own. You can't come to the huddle and feel like you got 15 coaches all coaching you, staff and teammates. So I think they did a good job of picking their spots. And then the people on the court got to work some things out. Same way I can't overcoach. Yeah.
Coach, we know Lee Moon fly back from Asia Cup right away, and she also played with a little bit discomfort on her.
Yeah.
Knee. Can we get an update on her knee, and also, how good is it to have her back and also come in her performance now?
Yeah, I don't really have an update on her physically. I think she feels a lot better than when she landed on what day? I don't even know what today is. Whenever she got here, she feels better than when she got here. She got a couple of days of treatment and rest. That time change is always tough coming from Australia, and she gave us great minutes, hit some big shots. She plays, like I've said all year, she's not your normal rookie. She has a lot of poise and a lot of experience. How many minutes? She played 25 minutes or 24 minutes tonight. Probably wasn't planning on playing her 24, but she deserved it. And I thought she did a good job defensively also.
I think that's it, Coach.
All right. Thank you all.
You guys, congrats on the win.
Thank you.
Is Slim no goggles for you?
Yeah, no, I'm have to. They have to go. I'm be honest. I got tired of my teammates yelling at me in the game to pull them down. So they did their job. It was fun while it lasted, but I'm just glad that my eye's okay. So not wishing to see them again, but it was cool to know that I can play with goggles.
And you backed up the choice not to wear them with
Yes,
29 points.
expeditiously.
What was working for you? Like what lanes were you seeing? Eric was saying that both of you really, like, whenever you guys needed a bucket, like one of you guys got it.
Yeah.
So what were you seeing?
Just opportunities that my teammates help create. We have lethal people around the perimeter. We have great bigs who are setting screens for us to come off and get downhill. I know that one of my strong suits is putting pressure on the defense and attacking, and knowing that on the back end, I have somebody like A or TT or the outlet two or Mung to get the bucket. So that was really my mindset, just to be aggressive. And when I'm aggressive, positive things come out of it.
And Ariel, kind of the same thing for you. It looks like you were really pulling out all the stops with your mid-range, getting going in there.
Yeah, that last one was nasty, bro.
Yes, what were you thinking? What made you, decide like mid-range was where you were going to attack that defense?
I've said it before, it's my favorite shot in the game. So for me to be able to have the opportunity to use it tonight was really fun. Also, we were down a few numbers. So I knew that I had to be aggressive.
A few.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like a whole team. For
You bring that up, and I'm curious, neither of you can take this question, but what does it mean for a team right now? If you guys had your bumps over the past couple of weeks,
Mhm.
being able to get out a win like this, knowing that Indiana did what they did in the last game against you guys, Lena, Tosh, Shakira, and you're able to put the performance together tonight like you guys did.
Yeah, man. We just keep rallying. Like, stuff just keeps happening, and we just keep rolling with it. If I'm being honest, obviously there's a ton of stuff that the outside world doesn't see, but we're constantly just making sure that we lift each other up, and that's what I'm enjoying about this team. That's what I said in the locker room. Stuff can go south, and we're just like, oh well, let's keep it. Yeah, we're here, we're together. Let's keep it pushing, and it feels good to be able to gut out a win like that, because it not only gives you confidence, but it gives you reassurance that we are growing as a team as far as like our focus level and transferring things from practice to the game.
And honestly, Slim, Maisha went up against Leah tonight.
Mhm.
How important was her coverage tonight and being able to slow down Leah?
Beautiful.
Huge.
Huge. Like, no pun intended. But shout out to Mai. Like we've been watching her climb this uphill. It's not even a battle. It's just an uphill process of
Mhm.
just getting back to who she is. And better than that, like she's showing things that we haven't seen before, and she's looking real fluid, and we love that for her. And we can't wait for her to continue this success. You know, it helps us become better. We were missing that piece, and you know, that juggernaut to come on the court and battle with somebody of the stature of Leah Boston and go up against her and do it tremendously well.
Last one, Ariel. I'm curious, did you have any interaction with Nikki Craig? At all, I know she hasn't been around the organization much now.
No, I have not. Unfortunately, I have not. Yeah.
Did you know anything about her and what she had done for this organization? Just kind of.
Yeah, it's a person that Coach T has talked about before. And she was late ball. So for me, it was, I mean, it's Nikki McCray. Like it's not like you don't know who that is, and what she's done for women's basketball as a whole, and just who she was as a person, and somebody who she was as a coach as well. A coach that kids want to play for. Obviously I didn't know her personally, but whenever you lose one in the basketball community, especially, you know, somebody who was a part of something that you're a part of, it's hard. But I feel like tonight we did the best that we could, to honor the way that she played the game.
You guys are celebrating the rebound when you saw a stat sheet. Last game. You guys really battled it, like, especially on the post up and stuff, made a big ball of the catch. Or aggressive with a double team. What you see on that end, especially it seemed like you got a chance for physicality a lot coming into the game. What do you thought on that?
I mean, rebounding is an effort thing. Like you got to want to do it. And Indiana, tremendous rebounding presence on the inside. Lexi Hole snuck in there and got a couple. I mean, our main goal, I mean, not main goal, but one of our goals was to make sure that Nalissa Smith and Aaliyah Boston don't get more than, what do you say, two?
Yeah.
2 O boards. Like that was an end game goal. And we almost had it. I mean, no, we did have it, but they got one, but it was like that one that they got, we could have got that one, you know, but we're just intentional about getting on the board, especially after last game. It's not a secret. We got cooked on the board. Cooked. Yeah, so bad. But you know, like we could chuckle about it now, but we held ourselves accountable and we knew that there was no excuse because we didn't have bigs, because again, it's an effort thing. We didn't have bigs tonight and we managed to win the rebounding. It wasn't a huge scale, but you saw the effort behind just trying to control the boards and just keep them off. So we keep doing that. We get hard fought wins like this.
Any other in-person question?
Yeah, we got like 2.
Question you, sir. Elena raved about how you just get toughness, you get knocked down, you get back up. Where does that come from? That part of your game.
I mean, at this point, I feel like a mop the way I be on the floor. I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those things where it comes with the territory of how I play the game. Like I've always hit the floor my whole career. Only time you worry is when I take too long to get up, you know? So it's just one of those things. Appreciate you. Where, you know, I try not to hit the floor so much, but the contact that I want to create, sometimes I might get, you know, hit to the floor. There's some big women down there. So I just gotta get my weight up.
And I think a couple of players around the W said you feel like you're that piece for the listeners that can take them to the next level. Just from 29 points tonight, both ends of the floor. What have you felt like you brought to the team? And I know you said 25 games give you to critique yourself. What do you see yourself headed to as you get to that 25 game mark?
I mean, just attacking and creating other opportunities for my teammates. I see that when I'm aggressive and when I'm just hunting the paint, great things come out of it, you know. So long as I do that and I'm intentionally like looking to dismantle a defense, it becomes so easy in the game to look for a shot or know where the open pass is coming from.
Ariel, when you earlier like struggling with that thing keep happening, the world just kind of roll with it. What did that say about the team's resilience and how you think that'll come into play as you continue to move forward?
I think the biggest thing is that it builds resiliency within our locker room. Like we see things that each other are going through and constantly trying to pick each other up or just making sure that we have some level of focus. But it's it builds confidence within each other and trust within each other too. So that's my biggest thing, just going forward, making sure that we stay locked into each other and do it as a team. Because I mean, basketball is a game of ebb and flows. You know, sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. But at the end of the day, the beautiful part about it is that you get to do it with people to your left and to your right.
Ariel, with Slim talking about her, hitting the ground a lot. Eric
Mhm.
was saying yesterday, he's noticed that you've been hitting the ground less this season than
Thank you.
previous years.
Mid-range.
Yeah.
Mid-range.
What do you think has contributed to that?
Honestly, part of it is me getting my eyes up and making better decisions, and not trying to force stuff, if I'm being honest, and being able to get over screens.
I think that's it. Thank you both.
Oh, thank you.
Beautiful. You guys have a great night.